Just close your eyes. Know the peace within.
Beloved GM, if consciousness exists out of duality, but the form is inside duality, and consciousness goes through the just now, the present moment, is the present moment then real, or is it also just unreal as a gate to the non-duality?
Your consciousness is non-dual prior to duality. Your consciousness contains the seed of entire manifestation within just now. Your consciousness is within, only its reflections are within space as innumerable objects, including your form. Not only your form, every form within space is out of the light of consciousness, which is non-dual and prior to duality. The non-dual consciousness is ever present, unmoving and unchanging, which your consciousness is yet to explore only by going inwardly, deeply. At the duality level, only reflections are perceived happening just now, whether it is living or non-living, whether it is any object or any form. Every object, every appearances, every form within space is nothing but the reflection of the light within. Your form is nothing but the expression of consciousness, and your form is happening just now by the play of the elements with the light of consciousness. Every happening is within space at the duality level, but at the non-dual conscious level, nothing is happening. Every movement is happening just now within space at the duality level. At the non-dual conscious level, there's no movement. Every object is happening here. Every object is reflected within space at the duality level. At the non-dual conscious level, there's no object. Time is nothing but the movement of the object. The movement of the object is referred as time. Only within space at the duality level, we call the movement of the object, the movement of the appearance, the movement of the happening in terms of time. But your non-dual consciousness is prior to time, prior to movement, where there's no time and neither any movement. Where there is no movement, there's no time. So your consciousness, which is prior to form, which is prior to movement and time, which is in timelessness, is unknowingly accepting itself to be a form within duality. The non-dual consciousness is unknowingly accepting itself to be a tiny form. The non-dual infinite consciousness is unknowingly accepting itself to be a finite form within space at the duality level. Your consciousness does not know that it is already prior to form, and every form is happening only out of itself. Your consciousness remains totally ignorant about itself. Hence, it is constantly trapped by the duality show at the form level, at the object level, at the moment level, at the time level. See, your consciousness is in timelessness beyond time, but it is trapped by time when it comes to the duality level. Your consciousness is prior to form, but it is accepting itself to be a tiny form at the duality level within space. So every movement, every object, every time, your consciousness is trapped at the duality level within space, as it is yet to know that it is prior to time, prior to object, prior to form, prior to words, prior to space, prior to duality. Just now your consciousness is unmoving, unchanging, ever present and non-dual. It contains the seed of entire manifestation just now. Only its reflections are perceived as innumerable objects, as entire manifestation within space at the duality level. As long as your consciousness remains ignorant about itself, it is trapped at the personality level, at the form level identification, and remains restless and remains tensed with respect to time. But it is already beyond time. It is already beyond movement. It is already in timelessness. How can the timelessness, infinite consciousness, get trapped by the time within duality, which is constantly changing? Because your consciousness is yet to know that it is consciousness. Now I am addressing this talk only to your consciousness, which is totally in ignorance about itself, because there's nothing here apart from your consciousness, and your consciousness is the source of entire manifestation, and your consciousness is already free from the duality show. Only its reflections are perceived as the duality show. So to know that it is only consciousness, your consciousness should abide inwardly, constantly, and know the stillness within. By knowing the stillness, your consciousness starts knowing the unmoving reality and starts remaining wakeful, because non-dual also unmoving, unchanging. Truth is also unmoving, unchanging. So better remain conscious by stabilizing inwardly, constantly, and value yourself first by staying beyond words, and get to know the non-dual reality about yourself. Then you will not get trapped by the ever-changing duality show. Will you?